Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lotus Life Yoga Online. My name is Kim Fisher, and I'm your instructor for today. For this beginner level class, you'll need a yoga brick, a blanket, as well as a yoga mat, of course. Let's get started. So let's go ahead and get started by coming to the top of the mat, standing with your feet about hip distance apart, toes spread wide, knees slightly bent. Pull the navel back toward the spine. Roll the shoulders forwards, up, back, and down. Relaxing through the arms, and we shake them out a little bit. And reaching up through the crown of the head. We're going to take our centering from a standing position. Begin to notice the breath. A gentle flow of inhale and exhale. Nothing that needs to be done for the moment. Just close the eyes and begin to watch the breath. Even as you get to an advanced stage, yoga is always about watching the breath. Taking the left hand, place it on the belly, right hand over the heart, Durga, or 3-part breath. As you inhale, begin to fill up the belly, rolling the breath up into the rib cage, pulling it all the way up into the collarbones. Pause for 1 heartbeat, and then exhale from the upper portion of the body, finally to the rib cage and down into the belly. 3 parts. It feels pretty mechanical at first. Belly, ribs, upper chest. Pause for 1 heartbeat. Exhale the upper chest first. Down to the rib cage and into the belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest. Exhale through the upper chest, ribs, belly. Now, once you feel you have the hang of it, remove the hands, let them dangle down by the side body, but continue that 3-part breathing. Spread the fingers wide, rotate the palms forward to energize through the fingers, to begin to feel the fingers, feeling the palms. On the next inhalation, see if it's possible to expand into the back half of your rib cage, so the low back, inhaling into the middle back, upper back. Hold for a heartbeat. Exhale, upper back, middle, lower. Again, inhale, low back, middle back, upper back. Hold. Exhale, upper back, middle, lower. And now put it all together so that the forwards and the front and the back of the body are expanding together in that 3-part sequence. Take your time. Beginning with warm-ups, starting with the feet. Take the hands to the hips, shift your weight onto that right foot so you can lift that left foot and just begin to gently roll around in circles. Challenging your balance right from the start. Other direction. Place it down, shift the weight, lifting up that right foot, any direction with your circle. A lot of yoga involves the ankles, and so we want to warm up that joint first so that we can feel the connection. Other way. My left foot doesn't seem to want to do a circle, just the right foot. This one's kind of doing a square or something. Good. Place that foot back down, spread the toes wide, and then arms straight out in front of you. Same thing, any direction with both wrists. And going the other direction. Hold the hands up straight and press. And then rotate the other way, press down, reaching out through the heels of the hands. And then we're going to go ahead and take the palms face down towards your forearms, and then take the other hand and press right into the top of the hand, softly, gently, using awareness, making sure you're not doing too much. And then release, other side. Good wrist flexibility equals healthy joints for sure. We also do a lot on the wrists in yoga, so we want to make sure they're warmed up. Whenever there's palms flat in yoga class, you can always do alternatives by making fists as well. Bring the feet about hip distance apart. And what exactly is hip distance apart? If you take your yoga brick, grab that, place it right between the thighs. And then you give that brick a little bit of a squeeze. And that is anatomically your alignment with your hips. We're not talking the actual flesh or the outside curvature of your hips. We're talking about the actual ball and socket hip joint right in your pelvis. That is the hip distance we're looking for. Second toe on the foot is facing straight ahead. Squeeze that brick a little bit, working the adductor muscles of your thighs. Now, I'm going to turn to the side to show you some postural cues. For mountain pose Tadasana, it's very easy to round the spine here and let the butt come out. But we want to counter that by engaging the core, pulling in, and letting that tailbone kind of tuck under slightly without squeezing the buttocks. We just want to feel stability here through the pelvis. Belly button pulled back towards the spine, shoulders rolled up, back, and down. Inhale, reach the arms up halfway, pause, rotate the palms, and then inhale all the way up with the arms, stopping at about halfway. So the wrists are mirroring the legs with hip distance apart for the feet and shoulder distance apart with the hands. Fingers are spread wide, active through the arms, active through the legs. Keep squeezing that brick, pulling that belly button in. Be careful the bum's not sticking out, so tuck that tailbone under a little bit. Arms are reaching overhead, but the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Chin parallel to the floor. The crown of the head is reaching straight up to the sky. This is mountain pose or Tadasana. Hold here, breathe. 5 more breaths. You can close the eyes if you like and let your attention turn inward to this experience. And this is still considered a warm-up because you should feel it by now. We have some heat building in the shoulders. If you're still squeezing that brick, I hope you are. You're feeling it in the thighs as well. Core is engaged. You're feeling it through the stomach. One more breath. Now exhale with the eyes closed. Slowly begin to lower your arms all the way back down. Go slow to feel everything. Once your arms are at your sides, pause there, let them dangle. Continue to observe sensation. Breathing. Now let's open the eyes, reach down, remove that brick, but go ahead and keep the feet in position so we are still hip distance apart through the feet. Inhale, arms come up halfway again. Pause, lengthen through the crown of the head. Do everything you just did before when we had the brick. And then on the next inhale, continue all the way up. Interlace the fingers this time and flip your palms up towards the sky, giving our wrists a nice stretch. And once again, even though the arms are reaching, there's a tendency for the shoulders to come up towards the ears, but be aware of that, drop them back down. Half moon, inhale, elongate, feel your ribs float up away from the hips, and then exhale, lean up and over to your left. Top shoulder will want to rotate down on you, but try to open up. Keep the bicep right over the ear. A little more work on the neck muscles, look up. That's optional. Inhale, we come up strong through the core. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, bring it back up. Interlace the fingers, palms up. One more breath to elongate. Hold all that length that you just created and reach up and over to the right. Half moon, shoulders relax. Breathe. If it bothers the neck to look up, look down. Strengthening obliques. And on the inhalation, let that breath float you back up. Beautiful. Exhale, release the fingers or hinge at the waist and dive all the way down into a forward fold. And let your knees soften here so that you can just hang. Grab a hold of the elbows and relax. Maybe putting a little sway through your body. Letting your weight shift from side to side. Relax the back of your neck. Place the hands on the floor, let one knee come down at a time so that you're in tabletop position. Take the blanket here. We're going to place it right underneath your knees. This will give you some extra padding to protect the knees. And I'm going to go ahead and make some fists here as well just to protect the wrists. Cat and cow. As you inhale, lift the nose, lift the tailbone up. As you exhale, round through the spine like a cat, stretching. Inhale, nose and tailbone comes up. Exhale as you round. Everything synchronized with the breath. And then coming back to a neutral tabletop position. Bring your knees together. If you want, you can go back to palms flat and lifting the right knee up into the air for fire hydrant. Exhale, lower the knee down. Inhale, lift it up. And we'll just keep moving the leg up and down, just like that. And you'll start to feel some heat building in the hip joint. That's perfect. As best as you can, draw that belly button in towards the spine. One more. And on this last one, we're going to hold here and then just pulse a little up and down. Breathing. And exhale, lower the knee, sink back, butt towards the heels in child's pose. Allowing your forehead to rest on the mat. Inhale, we rise slowly back up to tabletop. And let's do the other side. Knees are together. Inhale, lifting the left knee up and letting it drop. If you want, you can flex the foot or you can point, doesn't matter. Two more. Last one. And then hold here and do some gentle pulses up and down with the knee. Try to stay squared up through the shoulders. Core is engaged as best as you can. Breathing and exhale. Lower the knee, releasing through the hips. Feel everything as you sink back into child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, audible sigh. On the inhale, slowly rise back up into tabletop. Okay, so we're going to break down a simple movement called soft vinyasa. It's an alternative to what you might hear commonly as chaturanga or chaturanga in yoga or teachers throughout. Let's go ahead and take a full vinyasa. And what that means is that it's a transitional state where we move from plank pose down to the floor into something like up dog, a back bend, and then into an inversion like down dog. That whole series is sometimes referred to as a vinyasa. So we're going to do a half vinyasa. So if you come forward from tabletop, let the pelvis drop, lift the ankles, cross them, and then exhale, twist your body to the left as your feet drop to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist your body to the right. Feet drop to the left. We do that one more time. And that is a soft vinyasa. Uncross the ankles back to child's pose. Inhale, we rise back up into tabletop. And then all the way up into kneeling posture. Extending out that left leg. Inhale, the arms come up into a T position. Reach out and over that extended leg. Hand to the leg. And let your arm reach overhead. On the inhale, we come up. And then exhale, leaning the opposite direction. See if it's possible to lift that leg into the air, catching a little bit of balance. Inhale up and stretching over. And keep flowing just like this, back and forth. Slow and controlled. And going right up to the edge of stretch, nothing beyond. Everything feels good here. Even if it feels tight, you're still moving with awareness and a sense of softness matched with the breath. If you need to go slower than me, go for it. If you want to go a little bit faster, that's fine. One more time. And the next time you come over and stretching leg and arm, hold here, flex the foot. Reaching through the fingers, reach through the heels, pull the navel into the spine, strong body. Staying here is an option, or reach back, find the ankle. Inhale, open up, pressing the heart forward and the toes back. Big breath into the chest. This posture challenges the balance, but also helps us to concentrate at the same time. Meditation in motion, in a sense. One more breath. On the exhale, slowly release, stretch overhead again. One more time, bicep right over the ear. Pull in that belly. And we're going to come down across the chest. Foot touches. Walk to the middle line of the floor here, and then round like the Halloween cat again. Inhale to cow, and then walk the hands out in front of you as far as possible. Let your forehead touch the floor in a variation of puppy dog stretch. Those of you more advanced, a little more flexibility, might want to bring the chin to the floor. That doesn't feel good. Go back to the forehead. One more breath. Slowly, one palm at a time, walk it back into tabletop. Draw the knee in and let's roll back up. Inhale, the arms reach overhead, palms unite, and exhale, bring it in slowly to the heart. Let's do the other side, extending out that right leg. Arms in a T position, and slowly reaching out over that extended leg. Arm comes overhead. And let's sway with this, just like before. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale allows you to lean. Inhale. Exhale. I'm trying to do all of this in 2 breaths. Inhaling all the way here, and then exhaling all the way over. Beautiful. And the next time you come up, let's pause here. Reaching through that left leg, flex the foot, inhale, the arm comes overhead, bicep over ear, and just stretch long here for a moment. Pause here or reach back, find that foot and inhale, reach the heart forward and foot back into a bow pose. Gaze can be down or up, Gaze at one spot to find your dristi, which is Sanskrit for focal spot, your dristi. Releasing on the exhalation, foot touches, hand touches, walk it around to the front, keeping that foot out, toes pointing straight ahead. Walk the hands forward just a little bit and take a bow. Let your forehead touch the earth. And slowly, one palm at a time, walk it back to tabletop. Draw the knees in. Exhale, sinking back into that child's pose. Inhale, let's rise back up to tabletop. And we're going to take our right foot forward up near the top of the mat. Scoot it up there. And then from here, inhale, lift up, hands on the thighs. Let your heart shine forward towards the front of the mat. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. And then inhale, we can lift the arms forwards and up overhead. But this may be a little bit too much. So if you want, leave your hands right here. Letting the heart shine forward, taking some deep breaths, relaxing here. If it becomes too intense of a stretch, you can always back off by coming up. And then slowly, when it feels better, leaning back in, deep stretch to that psoas muscle. Exhale, let the hands come down. See if you can bring that knee back. And then let's do that soft vinyasa again. Come forward, lift the chest, cross the ankles. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale back. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back, and exhale, we come back up to kneeling so that we can bring that left foot forward. Inhale, come on up, and exhale, slowly lean forward, stretching through the psoas muscle. Hands can stay on the thigh for support, or inhale, reach those arms forward and up overhead. Too much, just bring the hands down. Remember, you can back off at any moment to decrease the intensity. And then when it feels better, inhale, move forward again into that stretch. One more breath. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Let that knee come back through. Tabletop, inhale, lean forward, and one more soft vinyasa, twisting and twisting. Exhale, back up. Tabletop, right foot comes through again. Inhale, this time we're going to come up so that the knee is stacked right over the ankle and your hips are stacked right over that back left knee. Inhale, the left arm comes up. Exhale as you twist, connecting that left elbow with the right knee, hands into namaste or prayer hands. And you'll notice that when you start this position, thumbs are near the armpit, shoulders are kind of hugged up towards the ears. We want to correct that first by relaxing shoulders down, away from the ears. And then as you exhale, you're going to press your top hand into the bottom hand and see if you can line up your thumbs with the heart. Looking down every now and again to make sure that your knee is right over the ankle. And you can stay looking down if you want, or challenge yourself by slowly turning the vision up toward the ceiling. Every time you inhale here, feel that head and neck reaching out of the spine. Your spine is growing longer. You're getting taller. And every time you exhale, press top hand into bottom hand, giving yourself a lift. It hurts the neck to look up. Just look down, no big deal. Exhale, let's slowly unwind. Take the hands down, knee steps back. Let's relax for a couple breaths in child's pose. And for your child's pose, knees can be together if you want, or knees can be slightly apart to make room for the stomach and the organs. Check back in with your breath. That 3-part breath here, rolling through the back body, low back, middle back, upper back. Also, if your forehead does not touch the ground here in child's pose, no big deal. You can always stack the fists one on top of the other and let the forehead rest here, or grab your prop, grab your brick, and you can rest forehead on any of these heights. And it is okay if butt is in the air a little bit, not touching the heels. And let's slowly remove that brick. If you used it, come on up to tabletop and try that on the other side. Left foot comes forward, stacking knee over ankle, hip over knee, 90-degree angles, perfect. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, let's twist, crossing that right elbow to that left knee, palms together. And then for that adjustment, just like we did on the other side, as you inhale, you're going to feel yourself grow longer and shoulders roll back and down. And as you exhale, you're going to press that top hand into the bottom hand and feel your heart line up with your thumbs as best as you can. Looking up is fine. If that bothers the neck, look down. Find that drishti, find your focal spot, and focus back on your breathing. When we rest for a while in a pose or an asana, asana means posture, we allow ourselves to feel what the shape of this pose or asana is actually doing to the body. We notice these subtle changes as we relax into it and surrender. That suddenly there's a life here in the pose. There's an experience to be had if we stay long enough and watch the breath. Exhale feels really good. So go slow, feel that. Hands come down. And let's add in a soft vinyasa here. We're going to come forward through the pelvis, drop the knees, drop the pelvis rather, cross the ankles, and inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, twist to your right this time. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, let the seat go back to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, rise up to tabletop. Let's stretch through the hips a little bit with half pigeon. So for this, you'll need your blanket. We're going to take the blanket, put it off to the right side of the mat. Our hips are going to sit on that in just a moment. So come forward, draw that right knee forward toward the upper right-hand corner of the mat. And then I want you to sit right on the right hip. You're going to come right onto that right hip on the blanket. And your back leg is going to bend. This is called Ardha Kapotasana, or half pigeon pose, just like the bird. And then on the inhale here, we're going to open up the heart and chest, lift, put a little smile on the face, and then exhale, we're going to come over toward the upper left-hand corner of the mat onto the forearms here, and we're going to relax through the shoulders, relax through the face. Take a couple deep breaths here. Anytime you stretch the hips, we're often stretching the stress. You can think of it. Hips and emotions are deeply connected. And when we are in a stretch through the hips, sometimes it's easy to feel rather stressed or feel as though your body is recognizing the stress that's accumulating. So don't be surprised if you actually feel agitated here from time to time in a deep hip stretch. It's very natural. When that happens, you want to focus back on the breath and try to just allow, surrender as much as possible. Another option here is to come onto the brick, forearms on the brick for support. To exit, we slowly come out. Lots to feel on the exit, so always go slow. Hands on the floor. And then we're going to slowly lift ourselves using the core, press into the earth, and then let's, from tabletop, move that blanket over and try the same thing on the other side. We take the left knee, we slide it forward towards the upper left-hand corner of the mat. Sit on your left buttocks, right on the blanket. Back leg bends. This is again half pigeon. Inhale, lift through the heart, lift through the chest, shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, let's come forward toward the upper right-hand corner of the mat and relax here. Bring the ground up higher to you by using the brick, and it's a little easier. Sometimes we just need to take the easy path. It's okay to use props. Even in advanced classes, you'll see me using props. It's important. Some days your body is just tight, even if you've been doing yoga for many years. Relax here. Open the mouth, stretch your jaw, releasing tension. With every exhalation, you're sort of mindfully allowing yourself to release stress right out of the pores of the body. Slowly, let's begin the exit. Lots to feel, so go slow, rising up to the hands, brick out of the way, and then place the hands like you're just doing a push-up or about to do one, and then use the core to kind of scoop the knee back into tabletop. And let's reinvestigate cat and cow, which we did earlier. Making fists. If you want, use the blanket again for a little extra cushion. And inhale, nose and tailbone come up. Exhale, we round through the spine. Inhale, nose and tailbone up. And exhale, we round. Let's come to seated. Blanket out of the way. If you want, you can always sit on the edge of a blanket like so, and that little edge will allow your hips to roll forward, which will help you to sit up a lot easier. And I'm going to scoop myself right on the edge of that blanket. Spinal twist. Inhale, arms come up overhead, stretch long, reach up through the crown of the head, and actually feel your floating ribs. Create some distance between the floating ribs and the arc of your hip bones. That distance you want to keep as much as you can. And then as you exhale, twist your body to the left, lowering your right hand to that left knee. And your left hand is directly behind you like a kickstand on a bicycle, helping you to grow taller. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Try not to lean to the left, but stay even on both sit bones. Slow, steady breathing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly release, unwind. Pause at the center, eyes closed, feel. Notice. Does one side of the body feel different? Does one side feel longer or more open? Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up, find that space in the body, hold that length you just created, and exhale, twist yourself to the right. Taking your left hand to that right knee, inhale, elongate, and then exhale, see if it's possible to twist a little bit more. Again, you're even on both sit bones. Try not to lean to one side or the other. Inviting your eyes to close if they're not already, and shift your awareness inward to that breath. Inviting Durga or 3-part breath back into your practice. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly unwind, feeling everything as you return to center. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And feel, notice. We'll transition now onto our backs for final relaxation. We're going to spend a few moments in Shavasana. Shavasana is Sanskrit for corpse pose, and we want to imitate the dead here in that we're going to be still. Stillness allows us to feel the effects of our physical movement, feel the effects of the hatha yoga, but also it allows us to experience ourselves in stillness without doing things and coordinating. So the stillness could be rather overwhelming at first, and most beginner students actually find deep relaxation a turnoff. So don't worry if that's you, it's very natural. Instead, just focus on not falling asleep by watching your breath. And I'll guide you through a couple things that will feel really good. Think of them as sort of awareness techniques as you're in Shavasana or final relaxation. I like to use the blanket here, opening up a little bit and rolling it. And that tube of a blanket will fit nicely right underneath the kneecaps. And I roll down into the back here and adjust that blanket as I need. And here is how you'll spend the rest of the remainder of class. We let our feet flop open, palms turned up towards the sky. We lift the head a little bit, tuck the chin just slightly to let the back of the head or the back of the skull, that occipital ridge, touch the earth, giving you length through the back of your neck. In traditional relaxation, we're in here for about 8 to 10 minutes. Since this class is a little bit shorter, I'll guide you through a slightly shorter Shavasana, but you're always welcome to let the video end and stay in relaxation longer if that feels right. Relaxing the feet, relaxing your legs. Relaxing buttocks and hips. Soften your fingers, your palms, the hands. Relax your wrists, forearms, upper arms, shoulders. Bring your awareness to your belly. Take a big breath in, letting out an audible sigh. Relax through the rib cage and your heart. Draw that relaxation up into the neck and your jaw. Unhinge and relax your jaw. Soften the muscles of your face, the temples, your eyes and eyebrows, all relaxing. Allow your forehead to soften, crown of the head to relax, back of the skull opening and relaxing into the earth. Allow your entire body to feel heavy, relaxed. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, audible sigh. And as you're here, pay attention to the rise and fall of your belly. I'll continue to guide you from a meditative seat, but you're encouraged to stay lying down, relaxing and enjoying this perfect moment. If you need to, let out another audible sigh, release anything that's no longer needed in the body. Yoga can bring it up, and you are able to and more than welcome to let it go. Just a few more minutes here. Relax your body and watch your breath. Relax your body. Watch your breath. One more minute. Try not to worry about what happens next. Trust that you'll hear me awakening you in less than a minute. Awareness to the breath and begin to deepen the breath slowly. Feeling your toes begin to wiggle, wiggling your fingers, and then stretching your arms overhead like you're just getting out of bed, awakening through the body. And when you feel ready, slowly rolling over to either side in a fetal position. Beginning to slowly press yourself back up into a comfortable seated position facing the top of your mat. Take your time. Roll the shoulder heads forwards and up on an inhalation. Exhale them back and down, elongating through the crown of the head and feeling your body and noticing, has anything changed from now to when you started class? Is there a subtle shift in a feeling of lightness and openness and ease in the body? Noticing the shift in mind and perspective. Joining the palms together, thumbs resting over the heart in symbolic gesture of devotion and reverence to your own heart and to your own courage. Bowing your forehead down toward the fingertips, bowing to yourself, and internally give yourself some gratitude Thank yourself for arriving on the mat, for taking this class, for doing something for you that's so beneficial. Lifting the head, allowing the eyes to softly open, letting light in. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed class and got something out of it. And I look forward to being with you next time. Thank you. Namaste.